What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's episode, I'm going to show you the guide for the SKOGUL in the Call of Dragons. SKOGUL is a brand new infantry hero added in the Season 2 Plus update. She can do a lot of counter-attack damage to all enemies in the open field. Today, we're going to check out everything that you need to know about this awesome hero. If you are still new here, make sure you subscribe for more content, turn on that bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, drop some comments down below. Let's get started. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Season 2 Plus, and the game developers have added brand new infantry heroes in the game. Today's video is all about SKOGUL. SKOGUL is infantry, PvP and mobility. So many players are talking trash about the mobility talent tree, but I think it is perfect for this hero. We're gonna discuss all of that today. Let us begin the video by checking out the rage skill for Mrs. SKOGUL. It is known as the Blood-Soaked Battle. SKOGUL's Legion gains Vigor and Blood Fury for 6 seconds. Now Vigor is HP plus 15%. Blood Fury goes as follows. Legion deals additional counter-attack damage every second to all legions at close range when they launch a normal attack at your legion. Target legions take 15% less counter-attack damage from Blood Fury with each additional target, maximum damage reduction of up to 50%. Now before we go forward, there is a hero in this game who has a skill that is similar to Blood Fury. Let's check him out. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. SYNDRION. We are very familiar with what this guy can do in the open field. The one hero that can do the most damage in the game. And it's all because of rapid fire. So rapid fire will allow you to launch an additional normal attack every second for 7 seconds. Instead of doing one normal attack, you do 2 normal attacks because of the rapid fire. It has made SYNDRION one of the coolest heroes in the game. Now SKOGUL does the opposite. With SKOGUL, she has Blood Fury, that is the same description as the rapid fire. Legion deals additional counter-attack damage every second for up to 6 seconds. Now you can extend this to 7 seconds with one of the talents from the talent tree. We're gonna check that in a little bit. So the only problem with SKOGUL is that the skill only works in close range, which means you have to go very close to your enemy in order to trigger the double counter attack. Like if someone hits you out of close range, they are only going to take 1 counter attack. But if they hit you from close range, they will be taking 2 counter attack. Now the close range, I believe, is between the melee combat and the nearby range for the Elk Riders. I don't think the close range is going to reach the Elk Rider maximum range of near, because that would not be fair to the Elk Rider troop type in the game. I don't think the game developers will allow that. So basically you have to come very close to SKOGUL in order for her to do the 2 counter attack, and it's gonna hit pretty much anyone who touches her with a normal attack. On to the second skill. It's known as the Unshakable. All infantry units in SKOGUL's Legion gain 20% physical attack and 10% HP. Pretty much straightforward. Basically, when you open the hero, when you unlock the hero, you get her to 5, 5, and then maybe 1, 1. That will be a good configuration, a good place to start. So skill number 3. While in the field, SKOGUL's Legion gains 60% march speed every time they rampage and 1% attack every time they launch a counter attack, up to a maximum of 25%. Now when you check out Rampage, Rampage is a skill given to the infantry. Let's go to the infantry training camp and I show you the Rampage. So we hit this thingy and go over here. We have the Rampage. March speed increases when approaching the target legion. After colliding, the target legion's march speed is reduced by 75% for 8 seconds. Rampage can interrupt the cavalry skill Unyielding Rush. This effect can be triggered once every 12 seconds. So basically Rampage is gonna allow you to move fast to an enemy and immediately start doing the double counter attack right away. Now the reason I say the mobility talent tree is excellent for SKOGUL is because you wanna move fast and get to the enemy as fast as possible in order to start doing the double counter attack. The faster you move, the faster you get to the enemy, the faster you start doing the double counter attack. It is also excellent when you switch from one target to the next. You just go to an area where there are crowded people and you do a lot of counter attack. you add the new artifact, and your mission is complete. We move on to skill number 4. It is known as the Tough as Nails. SKOGUL's Legion has a 10% chance to receive healing when hit with a normal attack. Healing factor of up to 350. This effect can be triggered once every 5 seconds. So this is another good way to make SKOGUL very tanky. She's gonna be gaining some troops back, which is awesome. When we go to the Awakening skill, it is known as the Glory to Wilderberg. Infantry units in SKOGUL's Legion deals 10% more counterattack damage. Pretty much straightforward. It is gonna work well with the Rage skill of SKOGUL. Now you're gonna amplify every single counterattack by 10%. This is some good stuff. Let us check out some awesome pairings for the SKOGUL in the Call of Dragons. The first one is going to be SKOGUL and Goresh. These two were meant to work together. The Rage skill for Goresh goes for 6 seconds. You can improve that from the talent tree, which will also work for SKOGUL. The one cool thing between these two heroes is the Ruthless skill for Mr. Goresh. It says, when Goresh's Legion launches a counterattack, they have a 50% chance to deal additional damage to up to 5 surrounding legions. Now the damage type is going to be hero skill damage of up to 200 skill damage factor. So when you look at SKOGUL, she has the Blood Fury, where she can do 2 counter attack every second when this Blood Fury is triggered. And then once that is done, Mr. Goresh here is gonna do this skill damage up to 2 times to 5 surrounding legions. Now there is a problem with this skill. You need to know the difference between the attack range of all the heroes in the game. The surrounded legion radius of effect is very small. I don't think it is the same as the close range as well. Now I made a video talking about the surrounded legion and all the attack range of all the troop types in the game. I'm gonna link the video here and you can check it out. For this skill to work, all your enemies need to come very close, almost up to the melee combat range in order for this to work. So that is something you have to keep in mind. And this is why I was saying SKOGUL mobility talent tree is also excellent, because you can move fast, get to the enemy very fast, and trigger Goresh's skill number 3 and SKOGUL's skill number 1. These two heroes meant to work together. The next best pair is probably gonna be Mr. Garwood. Garwood has this skill here where he has a 75% chance to increase physical damage dealt by 30% for 5 seconds when healed. When you look at SKOGUL, skill number 5, she can heal every 5 seconds. So this is gonna work well with Garwood. You get 30% physical damage dealt, which is gonna be very good with those counter attacks that you do to all the enemies that hit you. You can also put Madeline with SKOGUL. Madeline has counter attack, which is awesome. You have Nika, who can give you some skill damage, counter attack, and more skill damage, which is great. You have Husk, who can give you counter attack crit rate. You can try that out and see which one works best for you. Now some other pairs that will work great. You have Thea. You can still pair up SKOGUL with Thea. That's gonna work. You can also try Ileana if you don't have all the legendary heroes. Now let us check out some war pets. Now before we get to war pets, you can also try and pair up SYNDRION with SKOGUL and try them out with archers and see how that works. You go very close to the enemy and see how that's going to affect them. This is something you can give it a shot. I wouldn't recommend it, but it looks kind of cool. Now let's check out the talent trees and then we check out the war pet. Alright ladies and gentlemen, it is time to check out the talent tree for SKOGUL in the Call of Dragons. I have something prepared here. So this is what the talent tree for SKOGUL looks like. I think this is probably the best one I have come up with. So we're gonna see all the points that we picked. We have this, we got that. We have the defense, we have the march speed because you need to move fast and get close to the enemy as fast as possible and start doing your damage right away. Now we took Adrenaline Rush. Your Legion deals 4% more normal attack damage. Now you can also try Heaven's Blessing, especially if you have Garwood as a deputy. Otherwise, you should go with this one. The 350 healing is not that big, so you don't really need this. Now when you come over here, you can take either Furious if you have the brand new artifact, or you can go with the Cool-Headed if you have other infantry artifacts in the game, because in this game talents override each other, so you gotta be careful with that. When we come over here, we take the All Conquering. Your Legion takes 4% less normal attack. And then over here, you're gonna grab the Last Word, where your Legion deals 4% more counter attack damage. Now when you're using Garwood, you can put 1 point here, especially when you get your hero to level 60. You're gonna have 1 point left. You can put it here to trigger this skill. That way you trigger the Garwood physical damage dealt skill number 4, which is awesome. And then when you come over here, you're gonna grab the Encouraging Dance. Being hit with the normal attack has a 10% chance to grant your Legion 50 rage. Now I would recommend you stay away from flank protection. Do not pick this skill. This skill says your Legion takes 15% less bonus damage from being surrounded. Right now in the game of Call of Dragons, there are a few troop types who can get surrounded damage bonus. You have infantry, you have melee cavalry. Those are the only troop types that can do surrounded damage. So if you pick this talent right here, you're gonna waste your 5 points. Range units do not have any surrounded damage. Even when they come close, they cannot surround a target. So this skill only works against surrounded Legion like the melee cavalry and the melee infantry. Therefore, you want to stay away from this skill. Or you can check my video showing the attack range for all the different troop types. It can give you a good understanding of this flank protection. Now when we come to the end here, you're gonna grab the Iron Will. Extend duration for buff effects gained through rage skills by 1 second when your Legion is composed entirely of infantry units. So this is the way to go. So when we go to the rage skill, you can extend this by 1 second. It's gonna work well for you. And then we're gonna come to the PvP talent tree. You grab the attack, you take the march speed so that you get to the enemy very fast. From here you grab the head held high. Launching normal attack has a 10% chance to grant your Legion 50 rage. The faster you gain rage, the more you will do your rage skill and do plenty of counter attack to your enemies. And then from here you grab the Army of Valor, where you increase damage dealt by your Legion while in battle by 1% every 10 seconds to a maximum of 3%. When you have 1 point left, you can put it here for 1% extra counter attack, or you can put it here if you are using Garwood. Now you should not underestimate the mobility talent tree, because this hero is all about getting close to the enemy and letting them take double counter attack. So you can take this march speed. You can also take this one if you really want it. And then you can grab this march speed as well. Give you some more march speed, get to the enemies very fast and start doing your counter attack right away. Or you can take this, it's up to you. I would recommend you stop here and then pick the infantry branch and grab this Iron Will right here. So this is the talent tree that I would use for SKOGUL in the Call of Dragons. What are the best war pets for SKOGUL and Goresh in the Call of Dragons, or basically SKOGUL and anybody else? Let's go to the pet sanctuary and see what is going on. Right now I can only think of 2 war pets that are excellent for the SKOGUL. You have the Sun Lizard, that's gonna give you some healing. Just make sure you put counter strike on your Sand Lizard. And then the best one will probably be the Venomous Lizard, who can do war pet skill damage to all those who hit it. So I think the Venomous Lizard is the best way to go. Just make sure you have counter strike and the wild counter strike as well. Now if you're pairing SKOGUL with Garwood, you can put this thing here known as the Great Care. That's gonna work well. Or you can put the Sand Lizard with the SKOGUL and the Garwood. If you're using SKOGUL and Madeline, you can use the Frost Bear. You can take advantage of the shield. Or if you're using Thea or Ileana, the Frost Bear is going to work well for you. I think you can also try this Snowpeak Rock. Basically, you will get this physical attack bonus of plus something % depending on your war pet attributes. So this is something you might want to try. Or you can try the Night Rock as well. This one triggers with normal attacks, so this can work for you. But the best one I think would be the Sun Lizard and the Venomous Lizard right now. It's one of those two. They should work well for you. The final topic of the video is going to be the artifacts that you can use with the SKOGUL. We go over here and then we scroll all the way to the bottom. We have this thing known as the Spiritborn Talk. It was designed specifically for the SKOGUL and the Goresh. This is the way to go. I recommend you do whatever it takes to open this artifact because it's gonna take your gameplay to the next level. Just a level 1 gives you 10% more counterattack damage, and you can force the enemy to attack you for 3 seconds, which is awesome. You get 600 rage right away. Your Legion also gains shelter and determination for 30 seconds, which is some good stuff. This is just awesome. So this is artifact number 1 for the SKOGUL. The second one you can try is going to be this one right here. The Dragon Scale Armor. You can use this one to help you out in the open field. It's going to be good for you, especially if you have like Madeline. This can work well for you as well. It is awesome. This will pretty much work well with SKOGUL and anybody if you cannot get the Spiritborn Talk. Another good one would be this thing right here known as the Fang of the Ashkari. This one gives you defense and it does damage to up to 5 legions. I mean up to 4 enemies, which is awesome. You can also use the Grey Mars Warhammer. It's gonna be up to you if you like this one. Now if you just want to do damage to your enemies, you don't want to last long on the field, there are some attacking artifacts for infantry in the game. You have the Dragon Rift, and then there is the other one known as the Fleeting Beauty as well. This is another good one. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the guide for the SKOGUL in the Call of Dragons. She may seem awesome, but this close range is the downside of this hero. You have to get very, very close to your enemy in order to trigger this. Make sure you learn how to use her. Try to take advantage of her mobility abilities. That way you get to the enemy a little bit faster. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe for more content. Until then, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.